Welcome everybody to another episode of the Play Pouch. I am joined by Tequila, Colm,
Hello.
and our special guest Rebel. You'll find us all on the No Cell Wrestling podcast, which we just done. Please check it out. We're talking about Monday Night Raw at the moment, but today we are talking about WWE 2K26, which came out about a few weeks ago. Undergone about 3 or 4 patches, therefore, so far. Off the bat, what is our general impression? Let's go to our guest, Rebel.
Considering it's supposed to be a next-gen console, the Xbox, and considering we've had many years of WWE games at this point, I thought graphically, initially, when I was looking at Paul Heyman in the Myroy storyline, I thought, really? Is this the best we can do at this stage when we have an age where games are looking big and beautiful and schmexy out there? So I was disappointed that we seem to be still kind of not exactly correlating the graphics as we should do. Obviously, we're going to delve into the more intrinsic issues later on, but initially, though, like, I love my wrestling games as much as the next person, and part of the big sell for me this year was I didn't have the previous 2K, so I got that for free. So it kind of made it worthwhile in that I got 2 games for one when I bought it. But disappointment was my initial kind of reaction after getting a couple of hours into it. I kind of refined that over time, but as we talk more about the game, I'll get into that.
Sure. Who's next?
Lackluster beyond belief, I think, is the term I'm going to use. Yeah. Obviously, we'll get into more details of why I think that. The gameplay isn't fantastic. The amount of bugs that are in it is catastrophically bad. It's not a very good release. I hope that they fix it, but really, for how much certain people here have paid, it should be fully fleshed out and sorted already.
Agreed. Tequila, you came in late in this one.
I'm the only one of us 4 who bought the normal edition. I mean, I didn't buy it. I got it as a birthday present, but I'm the only one of the 4 who actually got the normal version. So I didn't get to beta test it for the same week that you 3 lovely chaps did. It should be burned and purged on top of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All be burned, all be purged. It should be sent to the fires of hell for what this game is. But I'll try to talk about that stuff later. The gameplay front, which I think is what the questions Alan kind of is asking.
Yep.
It's okay, but it's no more than okay. I don't like. It's more of a fighting game than I personally like. I like a more simulation game. I find it more of a fighting game. I don't like the combo system. Punch, kick, press a grapple, go into a grapple. I don't like that stuff. I don't think the animation is that fluid. Sometimes it can get stuff right, and when it gets stuff right, it looks okay. Other times it seems jerky as hell to me. The wrestlers roll and get up too fast. I understand why they do it, because people don't want to wait for the wrestlers to get up slowly. But wrestlers like roll and get up fast sometimes. There's an inconsistency with the speed of moves. And this has been a problem for many years. Some moves are slow as they would be in real life. Other moves, it's like they're on double speed. And it's just like, why have you made that move so fast? That's not how fast those moves are. They've done it because they want they want it to be arcadey. They want the gameplay to be snappy. But like I say, that's not what I want. I want a simulation wrestling game. No Mercy, Alan, wasn't a fast game. The moves were slow, but it was a realistic simulation kind of game. And that is, I judge all games off the best wrestling game of all time, which were the WWE games, WF at the time, I think, N64 games. And until something comes out that's better, then...
Well, they've already tried to model that, haven't they? Over the AEW Fight Forever, that was modelled on No Mercy.
They tried. The key word there is they tried, Alan.
They tried.
They tried.
My initial take on it is, obviously, I played them all. Even the trash 2K20, the game that forced them to take a year out. That was bug ridden to hell. I mean, please search YouTube. There is hundreds of videos of graphical errors of all description happening in that game. Bad clipping, which is probably the main thing.
Do you remember the referees in that game, Alan? Some of the bugs that the referees had in that game, sliding around the ring and stuff. So funny. Go watch it on YouTube.
And the thing is, even the racing games, they're not foolproof from all this. I mean, I had an issue with 2K25. I was in a Royal Rumble. I somehow walked through the ropes. I was level with the ring. I was literally, but I was outside, and I was frozen, and I wasn't eliminated. I just couldn't move. The rest of the match was going on ahead. And then when the last guy got eliminated, the match was still going, and because I'm still legal. Yeah, I could control my character.
Alan, you were the new Curtis Axel when you claimed that, hey, I never got eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
I never got eliminated. And I actually had this in 2K26. There is a live event on my faction where you have to participate in a 30-man gauntlet eliminator match. One of the participants was Eva Torres, and she was in the crowd somehow. I don't know. I lost track of her. I was fighting other people, and she was in the crowd. And the thing that triggered me was I kept seeing a couple of my opponents in the corner of the ringside area, looking out to the crowd and thinking, what are you looking at? So I'm using the targeting system. Then an arrow appears above the crowd, thinking, who's there? It wasn't until eliminated everybody that it was Eve Torres that was stuck in the crowd, and I could not get to her. No matter what I did, try to throw weapons at her. No, bad clipping wouldn't let me do it. I had to cancel the match, and I thought that pissed me off because I went through 28 other people, and I couldn't get to number 29. So there's jank in this game, and there's a lot of moving elements in these games. We can't skirt that issue. There's a lot of things, interaction with the ring, interaction with the opponents, in all manner of things. So there's going to be jank, unfortunately, a lot of jank, and this game is no different. The gameplay, I don't mind. I don't mind it, but it's not, dare I say, as fluid as 2K25. 25 was actually quite good in the end. After many patches, they did actually serve 2K25 quite well.
Alan, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you don't mind, just because you are talking about the jankiness of the game, and something that came to mind kind of very early doors for me was the reversal system and the fatigue bar.
Oh, you talk about the purple bar.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a big one. Yeah.
It just seems to be very inconsistent because there was times when you'd expect the reverse option to be there, it never came up, and then all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, the move is hitting you, and it's telling you you were late on the reversal, but you never got the option for the reversal in the first place.
Yeah, I've seen it time and time again. I thought to myself, hang on, where was my reversal prompt for this? There was no reversal prompt. And that purple bar, my God. I mean, I think there was a thing. I actually I hit a clothesline, and all of a sudden the purple bar came up over my head. I'm thinking, hang on, but I've just done a move. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the purple bar is a stamina meter. So once your stamina drains, but if you run and did a clothesline, but if you run and did a clothesline, that must fit you up the last part of your stamina. That's what the purple bar is. It's when you run out of stamina. The problem is it's hard to tell how much stamina you got left. There is a bar that shows you, but it's right down the bottom where your health is, and it's a little yellow. See, isn't it, Alan? It's a yellow outline of your health.
That's right. Yeah,
it's difficult, but it can be very difficult to see.
Yeah, they need
sometimes
to sort it out. But I mean, you can turn it off. Offline. So if you're playing like My Rise or Universe or Exhibition, you can turn it off. But when you go to like My Faction or play P versus P, it's there and you're stuck with it. And a lot of people are annoyed for it, which I don't blame them. But that's part of the problem with the game. There is another lingering problem with this game.
Lingering
problem that won't go away. I don't think. It was introduced into this game. I don't see it going away, despite the fact that everyone hates it, but they'll keep it. It's like My Faction. When My Faction first came into this, everyone thought, it's a card game, but it's an aggressive card game because they want you to spend money to buy VC, to open these card packs, and hopefully, just hopefully, you might get the superstars you want to get another star because there are collection bonuses. You collect five cards in a particular pack, you may get this other persona card that people want. I mean, I think last year it was Triple H 99. It's same again happened this year actually, but I was fortunate last year. The odds last year seemed to be a lot more generous. This year, I opened about 10 legend packs. Didn't get one of the cards I needed, which really irked me. But what I'm alluding to is the ringside pass, which has irked so many people. So for those who don't know, there are 2 tracks. There is a free track for those who've got that standard. There is a premium track for those who have the King of Kings edition, the Monday Night War edition, and the Attitude Era edition. But only the Attitude Era, only the Monday Night Wars edition has access to all 6 seasons. If you've got King of Kings, I think you got the first 2. I think if it's the Attitude, you get the first 4. And obviously, yeah, as I said, Monday Night Wars, you get all 6. Now, what the problem is all your DLC is linked to this. So imagine you've paid, £140, €150 or whatever, and then you're presented with this, and you have to unlock the people you've paid for. What's our feelings on this, guys?
How long have you got?
Me personally, I thought to myself, hang on, if you're going to put these in this, put them in the first 4 tiers. You only give me 4 characters. First 4 tiers, I might give you a pass. Because I'm gonna be playing the game anyway, so fine. But the fact that is, I think to unlock the AAA guys, I had to get to like tier 20 or something to get to Mr. Iguana. I think he was the last one. I thought that's a bit aggressive. And the fact that is, well, I'm not going to mention the rest because I'll let you guys speak on it. But that's my feeling.
WWE 2K26 brought to you by EA Sports.
Yeah, it's not far off, is it?
I think, yeah, this is. If it's not as bad, it's the closest I've seen to the Ultimate Team, because they keep moving the goalposts. First, DLC was a travesty. Then loot boxes were a travesty, and then there was a little bit of a rebellion on loot boxes, so they had to pull that one back to a degree. And then they've been trying to find new ways, and now we're at the point where we all accept DLC. That we shouldn't be just accepting DLC, by the way, because DLC never used to be there. So all of us have already just, if you're a younger fan, you probably don't know at a time when there wasn't DLC. But guys like me and Alan, maybe Rebel, even Com, we do remember times when DLC weren't there for every game. There was no such thing as a day one DLC. You just got the game.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was on the list.
And unfortunately, we've been ground down a little bit because we've just come to just accept this is modern gaming and this is what it is. But now we're getting even further. They're taking even more of a mick now. Now we're at the point where now you buy season passes in advance. And Alan, you've done this. Yep. You buy season passes without knowing what you're actually paying for.
Very true.
And I thought that was insane. I still do. But now they're taking the piss even more. They've even gone further this time. Now it's like, we're not telling you what you're getting. Oh, and by the way, when you buy it, you don't actually get it. You have to work for it. You pay us so that you can work to get these things. So you're just paying for the privilege to grind. And now this is going to be the new norm. This is why I said on the wrestling podcast a minute ago, we've got to make a stand. I mean, not just us four. I mean, just the community in a whole. You got to make a stand, because if they think they can get away with this, what do you think they're going to do next year or the year after? How far? What's the next low they're going to go to? Because now we're at the point where we're now have to earning the DLC we pay for. Is next year's edition going to be £200?
Probably.
And then we'll have to earn that as well.
I mean, same with a spike from last year.
You need to stop. It needs to stop. I thought last year's was bad, right? But at least last year, I could choose what characters I wanted to unlock. These bastards don't even give you the option to choose. Let me tell you, if you're a fan of Bray Wyatt, he's level 40, isn't he, Alan? If you're a fan of Bray Wyatt and you bought this game and you thought to yourself, I can't wait to play as Bray Wyatt, and then you realise, what? I have to get level 40 to unlock the privilege of playing as Bray Wyatt, but I bought the game.
Bray Wyatt himself is, I think he's around about 20ish or something. But if you want to get to the unused themed version, that is tier 40.
But last year, Alan, you could spend your VC with bloody currencies. And at least then you had to choose. So if I wanted to get Razor Ramon, right, for example, right, I didn't have to work that, I still had to win a couple of games, but at least I'll get Razor Ramon, right? But I had the choice. Why are they taking choice from players?
Because they want more money. Because you can buy levels with real cash.
Well, yeah, we haven't even talked about that. That is their answer. Yeah. And it's tailored like so many of these bloody live service games are, right? If you're a casual player or you work a full-time job like a lot of us do, especially Common Rebel and Alan, right? I'm the biggest bum out of the four of us, so I'm the one who should be less annoyed. But you three guys all work goddamn really, really, really hard. You don't get as much free time, and you guys shit out of luck if you want to get to level 40. No, you're not. You can just buy it. You can give them another 70 pounds or whatever it is to get to level 40. Didn't some? Yeah, Com, I think you showed a video. What was the final price for all these 6 seasons? Isn't it like 500 quid or something?
Yeah.
That
to skip a tier.
To skip the whole game, so the whole to skip the whole 6 seasons, right? It's like 500 quid. Is how much it would cost you or something.
Wow.
And there's going to be people who, like I say, who work full-time jobs who might only get a couple of hours a week to game, right? And they're going to be the most likely ones to do it because they might just want to go home and just want to play with their favorite wrestlers. That's what they want to do.
Yeah. Now, there was a thing when this game came out, and it was a way of getting around these tiers. Yeah. There was a way. Someone found out how to do it. Everyone did it. 2K did the thing of, oh, wow, you're killing the fun of this game. What do they know about fun? And they patched it. Now, obviously, Tequila, you wouldn't have done it because, you were late to the party. But Common Rebel, did you have an opportunity to binge any of these tiers? I know I did. I went from 28 to 36 in spate of no time.
Yeah, you raise a good point. Obviously, tapping out Mr. Eric Bischoff was the favorite pastime of many a gamer for the guts of the opening day. I didn't overdo it because I thought, sure, it's there for me. I'll be able to do it whenever I want. And I wasn't really too focused on it because I wanted to get into some of the features like the My Rise and see what the storyline was going to be like. So I didn't manage to take advantage of it as much as I would have liked. The fact that 2K had the audacity to turn around after getting the amount of money that they have from people that have bought this game and say, oh, we're actually not going to make it free to play the game whatever way you like. We're going to prescribe that you can't do beating up a non-wrestler and getting them to tap out within 30 seconds as a way to hyperextend through your season pass. Oh, that's against the spirit of the game. Bullshit it is. 2K, how dare you tell any gamer how they want to play the game? If there's a way to speedrun a game, that is in the spirit of gaming. Like, gamers take pride in being able to speedrun games. Like, they do all sorts of challenges and all sorts of games, and 2K decided, do you know what now? We're holier than thou. We're not going to let speed gamers do what they want and get to the end game so they can actually enjoy the platform. We're going to say, no enjoyment, no satisfaction. You're going to do it the way that we want. And if you don't like that, you can pay us £70. That's really what the problem is. They weren't going to get their tier skips. That's why they patched it. Not because it was against the spirit of gaming, because they're greedy corporate you-know-whats.
Well said.
I mean, yeah, they did it because the easier they made it to get XP, the less inclined people would be to buy the tiers. And for the fact that they weren't, I'd at least respect them even a little bit if they just flat out just said the truth. But because they tried to spin it as if saying, "Oh, it's not in integrity of the game. Oh, it's not the way to do it." And that developer. But you guys are forgetting something. They threw us a bone. They increased the XP rewards by like 10%, wasn't it, Alan, or was it 20%?
Yeah, they upped it from 110 to 135.
Wow. What are you complaining about then? They upped the XP, guys. They threw us a bone. They also incorporated a minute timer. So just so I understand this, so squash matches should never happen in wrestling, right? If squash matches happen, right, you don't get the proper rewards.
Yep.
Right then.
It
So a
just makes you wonder-
so a match has to go a minute before you get. What kind of a company imposes that? They didn't even have the nerve to try and give you a realistic reason. They just said, nope, if a match is less than a minute, you don't get the full rewards. By the way, if a match is 1 minute, trust me, I am still doing the Eric Bischoff stuff, but I'm having to wait a minute. So all I do is I have a clock, a timer. I set the timer for 5 minutes, so it shows the whole timer. I just stand there, right? I stand there and maybe just hit the X button a couple of times, and I wait till it gets to 4 minutes 2. Then I put a submission on, and at the 3:59 mark, Eric Bischoff submits. Because that extra 1 second makes all the difference. It's absolute baloney. It's absolute tosh.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Now, obviously, we've obviously spoken. They since came back and said, we acknowledge people play games differently, which it's just like Rebel said, it's a staple of playing games. You play the game your way. It's not we're playing Super Mario World and we can only go by the levels. We're actually playing a game in a world, so to speak. You set up your matches the way you want. Set up your cards, play whatever exhibition match you want to do, play it the way the match you want. If you want to play as a face, you want to play as a heel, it's your way, you do it. If you want to squash someone, that's on you. I loved it. Be Vader, pick up a jobber, close them a couple of times, drag him to the corner, Vader bomb, done.
No, but Alan, you're not allowed. That doesn't count unless it's 1 minute and 1 second. If it's 59 seconds, screw you. But if you wait 2 extra seconds and it gets to 1 minute 1 second, you'll get everything you ever wanted. It's fine.
I mean, there's been suggestions that they are looking into the ringside pass for seasons 2 to 6. So what that means, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I'm wondering since all the base characters are on the free track for the ringside pass, what exactly are you getting for the free pass going forward, or is there no free pass going forward?
No, they won't put any more characters there.
I was going to say there's no more characters to give.
It's going to be all the other stuff you see, like the XP boosters that you get. Thanks a lot, and a whole hour, a whole whopping 10% for a whole hour. Thanks a lot. That'll really help.
Why?
Or you'll get my faction points, or they might put a couple of. You might get like CAW parts and stuff like that. You won't get any. There'll be no way, Alan. There'll be no wrestlers.
No,
they're not going to give you any wrestlers for free. You're joking, mate.
No. I mean, there was a couple of years ago. Sorry, Rebel.
Here's the problem I have though as well, Alan. Like, it's all well and good grinding for 40 levels in Season Pass 1, even Season Pass 2. But by the time Season Pass 6 rolls around, WWE 2K26 is not going to be a primary game for any of us. It's going to be here I'll pull it out and play it for a couple of hours every now and again because nostalgia. But even if everything else was perfect in the game at that point, which it's 2K, it's not going to be, you're not going to put the same level of hours and commitment into it by the time Season Pass 6 rolls around. I know they're going to say it's there forever and you can grind it at your own pace, but like at the end of the day, it's absolute beggar's belief that any of us are going to be playing as much as we are now in 6 months' time. It's not going to be the case. And at the end, I suppose if you're kind of my faction focused or the island focused, maybe you're still kind of pulling your points for that and you're going to play your season pass for that because you're playing those formats anyway. I just don't see the appeal of grinding 40 levels in season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It just I don't think there'll be that level of buy-in from the community. And as you said, the free track will be gone. So as you go past the certain number of passes, you're eliminating somebody from actually taking on that next pass because they don't have it as part of their game.
The other thing you got to look at as well, Rebel, is you said that it's going to be there so we can go back on it and play whenever we want.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's great. We can do that. But, so 2K25, their servers are getting shut down in March 14, 2027. So next year.
Yep.
So we've got 2 years before servers get shut down. And then you ain't getting anything because the servers aren't going to be live.
You have
So
to be
if you
online. You have to be online to get the XP. You're right. You do.
Yeah. So, you got 2 years of this game. I mean, to be fair, it annoys me that they've done this, but for the benefit of me and maybe Al's put a lot of time into the game. I haven't put as much in. I'm only focusing on universe mode now. I've played the Rise mode. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. I'm now focusing on the universe mode, the custom universe mode that we're doing. So I don't care. That's where I'm going to get. It's going to be once a week where I go on. I'm not even playing. It's CPU versus CPU. I'm just going to be a commentator and the host. So I don't care. I'm not missing out on anything, because not getting no more money out of me. They've had enough.
Yeah, me too.
Can I just put this out there as well? Obviously, Alan, Tequila, and possibly Cullum, when we were buying the games before, we were buying the game, we owned the game, we could play the game whenever we wanted. There was no such thing as a server shut down to stop you continuing to play your game. But now the gaming companies have this tricky little kind of addendum where you've only got a license to play the game. You've got a license to play a game that you paid £100 and something for. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, they could literally pull that off you and say, "Oh, yeah, the terms of your agreement to buy the game, or that is licensed to you. The game's no longer being playable. Thanks for your £150." Like, that is 2K's wet dream.
Next, the game's still going to be there for you to play. You just can't access any of the online features. Like, I can still play 2K24.
Absolutely.
I just can't do anything.
Put it down whenever they feel like it, because we no longer own the game.
Well, it's been that way for a long time, even before this. FIFA have been doing it for how many years? Really? As soon as Ultimate Team came out for FIFA, that was what they were doing every single year, and we just were like, yeah, okay, whatever, it is what it is. Now 2K are doing it. Borderlands will do it. You won't be able to get online access to all the Borderlands games. It's the current modern age of games, and unfortunately, unless something seriously happens, we need to politely say thank you very much, bend over, remove our trousers, and present, and let them keep doing this, because it's not going to change.
No, not at all. It's a big marketing ploy. That's what the gaming industry is now. It's not about art. It's not about fun. It's about money and marketing. And we are the beta testing cattle, if you like.
It's everything about the keyword, and this is what they use in the industry. I've heard them. The player retention. That's all anyone cares about is player retention. So this game is exactly player retention, and as Rebel and Com have said, it's player retention until the next game comes out, and then they want you to forget about this game, and then they'll want you to have player retention for that game until the next year game comes out. So that's why they've only got 6 seasons planned. They'll plan it out perfectly, so the 6th season will end just before 2K27 comes out.
Yeah, but I think since 2K23, they've always put in like a midway pack that you have to get. Well, you don't have to get it, but it's not included in like the so me and Rebel, who bought the Monday Night War edition, there'll be there's always a pack in October. I think 2K24, it was the Bray Wyatt pack where you got Bray Wyatt the Fiend 23, and you get an updated Uncle Howdy. Last year it was Goldberg and Nikki Bella.
Wow.
I think it was. The year before that was even worse. It was just Bad Bunny. Ugh, I didn't even bother.
It's going to be what's his face, isn't it? Who's that country singer?
Jelly
Roll. It's going to be
He's
Joe.
He's already in it.
No, there's going to be an updated version of him. He's going to be made out of like
a slimmer version.
He
would have lost more weight by then, so there'll be a fat version of him, and there'll be a slimmer version of Jelly Roll.
Yeah, and then they'll do the toy version of him as well.
Oh, the Elite, yeah. The Elite.
It'll charge you. Yeah, it'll charge you like 35 quid for it.
Because he's available in July with the Hardy Boys.
I'll be honest, right? I mean, and I haven't got the special edition, so they didn't get my money. But I'll be honest, I don't know why you guys do it. That's not me saying look how great I am. I don't understand why you guys.
Well,
I know Alan in particular puts a crazy amount of time, and I get it. I do, because Alan puts a crazy amount of time into it. I've seen him on Xbox, so I know he gets his money worth. But still, I don't know why you guys. By agreeing to it, you're kind of like letting them. You're kind of saying it's okay. And I wish you wouldn't. I understand it because it's the only wrestling game. This is what I mean. That's why I'm trying to say they've got us all by the balls a little bit, because it's the only wrestling game out there. And if you want, we're all wrestling fans. If you want to play a wrestling game, there are no options. It's bloody Fight Forever or this.
Yeah, and until the wrestling code comes out, everyone's kind of stuck. Hopefully, the wrestling code will show 2K how a wrestling game is meant to go. Because that game is.
They're going to keep on taking the piss, though, guys. It's going to be worse next year. They're not going to make it. They're not going to go back on any of this. They might rephrase it a bit differently, but it's just going to be more and more predatory. This isn't going to get, as Com said, it's isn't going to get better.
Yeah, they do all the new modes, don't they? They say, "Oh, look at this new mode we're bringing in," but it's not a new mode. It's she just retitled it like GM mode is now just called My GM.
They're going to find more ways to monetize everything, and the more they do this, the more people are allowed to get away with it. The more they're going to push their luck, because companies like that will always push their luck unless they get a massive rebellion, like Battlefront 2 all those years ago. That was the big rebellion. That was when companies went too far, and that's what killed the loot. I say killed the loot. That's what at least seriously diminished the amount of loot boxes, because generally they're much rarer now, the loot box stuff, and that all comes down to Battlefront. That was the tipping point, was Battlefront on Star Wars Battlefront 2. That was the tipping point on that one. So they're trying to find new ways, like this Battle Pass shit. And that first appeared in stuff like Overwatch and Fortnite, the first ones who had that stuff.
God, my son plays that.
Honestly, right? You think this is bad, and it is bad. I see a guy. I'm going to have to find his name and find his channel, and I'll send it to you in the WhatsApp group that we're in. He has somebody that works for 2K, and they were originally, and this is what I mean, this is how bad it could have got. They were originally, for my faction, going to make you use your coins or whatever it is, the currency in the game, to play the matches. So you only had a limited amount of matches you could play, and then you would have had to top up.
Wow.
Jeez.
Is that incoming? Is that incoming then, Com? Is that what we should be looking forward to next year?
Possibly. Yeah. I don't think it'll go down very well, but
Alan, would you Alan, you're the biggest My Faction player here. What would you do if they did that? Would you be fine?
I wouldn't play it. I mean, I'm even struggling with this year's, because as I said, I opened 10 legend packs up, with the VC that they graciously gave me. I need like 6 cards to get Triple H 99. I got 1. Since then, I've not had 1 card. The odds of are just so minimal now.
And they're supposed to be thinking as well, Al, just to let you know, they're supposed to be bringing out, I think, obviously they've got live events and stuff like that. Yeah. They're supposed to be bringing out online, obviously, live events where you go against another player, but it's going to cost you VC to actually enter. And then if you win, you get a card and like maybe some VC back or something.
They better do something about their online service then, because when me and Alan were trying to get a GM, we could go into that. But when we were trying to find online matches to test stuff, I must have tried 10 times to get into a match, and I couldn't connect to the server 9 times out of 10. So what if I paid my VC? I'm doing this match you're talking about, and with their shitty servers kicks one of us out, so I've lost my VC then.
I think if it's a connection issue, you don't lose your VC, but you don't lose the match. You just have to. The way I can think of it is like what FIFA do with their online drafts and stuff. So if somebody quits or they drop out, it just carries on. So you'll just have to replay that stage again, and then progress.
Right. So then what I would do then, I'll play the match, and if I'm getting my ass kicked or somebody hits me with their finisher and I know I'm going to lose, I'll just go to dashboard.
Now, there'll be a time limit on it, won't there?
Yeah, and I think they can probably figure out ways where you've actually forced the drop rather than have it as a connection issue. But it's interesting you actually mentioned connection issue.
Pull out the Ethernet wire then, cable. The Rebel. Pull out the Ethernet cable then. What can I do?
It's interesting you mentioned the internet issues and the connectivity, because I played a good bit of the island, just because I wanted to kind of see what the creepy story was with that they've kind of developed this year. And the amount of times in a single session that I get kicked out because it crashes is absolutely crazy. Like, I think I'm about, I don't know, 15 hours deep on the island, and I probably have been kicked out at least 3 times an hour.
Is this with PvP you're doing?
This is just standard. You're on the island, and I'm just playing the storyline to get the unlocks for it.
Okay.
I'm not even playing against other people on there. Like, I can't even imagine how bad that is.
It's unstable. Wow. Okay. Before we continue, do you want to give a shout out to Ryan in the chat? Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? He says he's not a big fan of the island this year. Okay. I've not tried it myself. I did try it last year. I didn't do everything. I didn't bother because I spoke to Tequila about this not long ago, where they didn't really offer you any good unlockables in Chapter 5, so I just didn't bother.
I got to the character custom creation menu on the island and went, nah, I'm all right.
I haven't pressed on the mode. That's how far I've got.
Fair enough. But they actually screwed me out of last year because they gave you this bonus VC. I entered the island. I've created my character. Then I had this issue. I think I unlocked CM Punk 09 on the World Tour, which I was really happy about because the year before that you had to get like a super fucking lucky to get the cards. That's a different story. And then I did something with that, and then I think I changed the tire or something, and then I had a massive crash, and my profile had been completely deleted. My save data had gone completely. So I'd lost all the VC that I actually had stored on the island.
Do you know?
I was so pissed.
Do you know does my faction have like a market where you go on and buy other people's cards?
No, not other people's. No.
There is a market. There is a card marketplace, but yeah, it's only the cards they offer you.
All right. So I'm going to say like my VC is going to sit there. So if that were an option, stick a card up, I'll buy it off you for all my VC because I'm never going to use it because I'm not going to play my faction.
That should be a thing. But the thing is, once you get a duplicate card, it instantly turns into my faction points. That's the thing.
They haven't even got a decency to when you've got a card to take it out of the pool of cards you can get. There's no defending this stuff. It's bloody anti-consumer. I despise 2K and everything they stand for. I hate you, 2K, if you're listening. I can't stand you. I hope you die horribly.
I mean, this is the thing because they have all these themed card packs in my faction. But the problem is, I have about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the actual themed cards. But they still stick in every bronze card, every silver card, every gold card, everything leading up to that particular stage. So with 2K25, they introduced the Infinity card tier, where you would get Infinity cards, but in the same pack, you'd still have everything right down to bronze still, and that annoyed me. Thinking that you're making the odds for to get the cards you want even less. That annoyed me. This year, 2K26, and it's only just launched, I'd say 3 weeks ago. There's not that many cards left, but like I said, I keep bringing this up. That legend pack, I can't get the cards I want. No matter what I do, I keep pulling dupes all the time. They're losing me. You know, they won me over with 2K25. I'll admit that because I got involved end of 2K24 thinking, okay, this could be quite interesting. I'll give it a shot. 2K25, I was fully invested, as Tequila said. He saw me on 2K25 all the time, and I was always on my faction. But this year they're not winning me over with it. They're really not. And if the island is as unstable as you're saying, Rebel, they probably won't get me on there either.
I suppose the only upside, and this is a small upside in a sea and cesspool of shite that was the 2K game. I much prefer SmackDown versus Raw way back when they had Brock Lesnar, as the face of the game. But
oh yeah, yep.
Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain. That's the one. Sorry, yeah. But the only upside to it is, to be fair, the pass points were very easy to come by on it. That is about the only plus to the island. The story, it's okay. It's something special.
There's 3 factions, isn't it? You have to pick like Punk, Cody, or Rhea Ripley or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. But like the problem is, there's no incentive to actually create a character anyway for one of the other factions, because from what I can see, you play all their towers anyway, so it's a bit bullshit that way. Like, there's no kind of individual path for going down one line or the other. So for me, like, the only upside to it is you have to bite your tongue, accept that it's buggy, but it gets you probably earning the season pass points as fast as you possibly can do without having to do what Tequila does and put a timer on and submit Bishop over and over again. Can I just touch briefly, because I'm on the mode of storyline, the Myrise.
Yeah.
What an absolute load of twaff. Like, they gave you the option of being a heel, but then they still had Paul Heyman doing heel shit to your heel character. Like, there should have been some sort of change in the dynamics with the way they engage with him side of the story if you went on the heel path, because it did not make sense having a heel on heel. Like,
can you not join him then, Rebel? I mean, I haven't played it. Why would I? So you can't, like, if you're a heel, you can't join Heyman, be a Heyman guy then or something.
Can I spoil it?
I don't care personally. So it doesn't bother me.
I played the face story mode. I've not done the heel.
I'm playing the heel now, but yeah, I know how it ends. So anyone in the chat, spoiler alert.
You've been warned.
You're still muted.
Sorry, it's the one time that Heyman is telling you it is actually a spoiler, not a premonition or prediction. But it ends the same. With when you beat the final boss, the final character, you get the same option. But you've had to go through the entire level of the different game options, and they still didn't adapt the world to you being a heel. Like, the reality is they probably should have had you align with Heyman very early if you were going down the heel run. But then they would say that limited your ability to cross over and change direction and go heel face. It just was not an enjoyable story. Like, even the arbitrary grinding of stars to get you to the next phase, they took away any meaningful storyline in between. You just went off and you had to tap out somebody and then tap out somebody else or pin somebody else. It was lazy. Like, it actually reminded me of actual WWE writers that thought they were onto some good shit, to quote Vince McMahon. It just was flat and just did not hit the mark. Like, I didn't buy last year's game, and I said, do you know what, we give them a go, because they're trying to do different things. If I could refund my game now, I would.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in the same boat, to be fair. This whole, you do a story match and then you're in the PC and then you've got to fight and get 12 stars to progress. It's like, what? Why? Why are you making me do this? It has no relevance whatsoever. I'm just literally fighting for the sake of fighting. What is the point in that? Let me walk. See, this is what I liked about. I think it was SmackDown vs. Raw, where you had that free. It was almost like an open world kind of aspect. You walk around
backstage.
Yeah, you can like talk to people, and it gave you options. You could end up fighting them and stuff. That was great. Why is that not a thing anymore?
It's pretty hard for them to do.
But they're a multi-billion-pound company, aren't they? Come on, let's be real. And the only other thing, well, not the only other thing, there's lots of things that annoy me about this game. The other thing that annoys me about this game, why can I not add custom music? Why? I used to be able to.
Yeah, they took it out many years ago. They took it out. We used to use it in story design, and me and Alan did many years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, but what's it hurting? Who's it actually hurting?
I mean, people have
It's to do
suggested.
it's to do with licensing on music on the Xbox. I agree with you, Con, but that's
There's
the
that.
reason they've always given. That's the reason they've always given.
But people have suggested in I've seen this in various social boards and all that, and they've said, why can't we just put in like a YouTube link that links up to the actual game, to your character, so then when you fire it up, you go straight to this link, you got the music, bang, sorted.
You don't even have to do that. I mean, Spotify is on the Xbox.
Yeah, that's it.
Why
Yeah,
can't
that's
you
another
link
thing.
your
Yeah,
Spotify account?
That's what someone else suggested. Yeah, because that way Spotify might make some money, thinking, oh, we're getting loads of subscribers now.
Because we've got we're doing, like I said, we're doing a custom world.
Yeah,
we're going to have people that are going to want the same music.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Whereas if we could, be like, right, you can have any music you want. Rebel could come out with his character to the bloody Ace of Spades by AC/DC, and Tequila could come out to Barbie Girl.
Hold on. I want Stephen Regal's "I'm a Man's" music. All right, hold on.
Whatever.
Real man's
what I mean? Or Kuva. All right, and Kuva can come out to "I'm a Barbie Girl." Do you know what I mean? It just makes the world so much more engaging.
But
and this is why I prefer. Sorry, Ro, I will let you speak in a minute. This is why I prefer the PC version, because there are mods that will allow you to do this. You can put custom trons in that you can make from scratch in your PC and put them into your game. You can add the music to it. So it's every single little bit of it is your creation, and you're not pigeonholed to using the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But you raise a good point though about the music. But as bad as not allowing you to bring in your own track like you were used to be able to do, there's a song that I kind of enjoy for my D&D character that changed. The He Walks in Flame, like that would be my ideal entrance music for one of my characters. But what I don't get is music from entrances that they still have the licenses for. They haven't even included those. Like, why can't we have the old Drew McIntyre entrance music on it? Why can't we have?
Because he's linked to a My Faction persona card. They want you to grind for it. Same as
Kane. Is the song in the game? Is the song in the game then, Alan?
If you get the card, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like when I went through the ringside pass, I saw Kane 03 in there, and I thought, oh, good, Slow Chemical is going to be in the game. Nope, they took it out, and it's actually not the same model as the one that was in My Faction. So I'm guessing they're going to be putting that Kane back into My Faction as a persona card.
You actually just brought me to something that really pissed me off. They've had the different versions of Mick Foley in there. They have Mankind, but they don't have bloody Mankind's music.
What, as in 96 Mankind?
Yeah, they have Mankind and him coming out, and he's coming out to Cactus Jack's music.
That's lazy, man. That's
lazy, yeah. Because I think at that point he came out to his own music, didn't he? The one that starts with the car crash and all that.
That was Babyface Mankind.
Yeah, that's Babyface. Yeah.
The first music he had was the kind of like nursery rhyme kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, to Freud, and it had like two parts to it. He had like an entrance version, and he had like a end match version. Yeah. I don't think they've ever used that in a game before. The last time I ever saw Mankind in a game in that attire was actually No Mercy. And I actually remember buying that from the in-game shop. That attire. But yeah, that's something they should have put in. But I mean, we're not going to see Mick Foley. This is the last game he's going to be in, because apparently he's had a big falling out with them.
Yeah, because of the Trump stuff.
Because of the Trump stuff, yeah. So this is the last time we're going to see Mick Foley until obviously, Trump leaves office, or
pretty much
TKO changed their minds on him. But that ain't going to happen. So a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. We got Kuva in there. I'm watching too, but wrestling games are bullshit. Okay. As for live service games, if you're going to do them, you'd better be offering a truly memorable and brilliantly supported game. Who does that? Very true.
Closest one I'd say is Monster Hunter, because they don't try and get that much out of you. But even though the last game was not amazing.
Yeah.
But that technically is kind of a live service, I suppose. But
yeah. We've got Ryan there who said, I need a Nia Jax, and I can't seem to get her to complete world tour.
She's not like most girls, Ryan.
I will have a look into that, Ryan. I'll try and do a stream of world tour tomorrow. when I come back from work.
Mhm.
And Cooper says, spoiler, the only way you'd spoil it if you force me to play it. It's about as appealing as a Spurs season ticket. Oh, that's not that bad, surely.
Yeah.
I hope Coover's going to watch the shows that we're doing, at least.
Yeah, I hope so.
He's going to be a part of it. You know, he's going to have a character in there.
With Gan, isn't it? He's having Gan in there.
Do you want to? Do you two lads want to advertise this then? Do you want to tell people how it's going to work and everything? Since we're on about it, this would be a good time to do it. Have you decided how you're going to work it, guys?
I've kind of got a thing in my head of how it's going to go.
Yep,
Whether or not it's going to go that way, I don't know. So there is 2 shows. Obviously, Alan is the GM and overall Master Lord of Monday Night Mayhem. And I am the GM and color commentator of Friday Night Fallout. We have got wrestlers, obviously, from people in the chat, as well as others that we've created and whatnot as well. And it's going to be a custom universe mode. So it's not going to have, well, mine's not. I don't know whether Alan's going to do this, but mine's not going to have any actual wrestlers in it. It's all on you guys. Yeah, it's all on you guys. So you're going to have 2 shows where we're both going to put shows up. It's basically Monday nights versus Friday nights to see who can get the better views, the better shows, etc., etc., etc. With pay-per-views, so each of us will probably have our own pay-per-views, and then when it comes to the big ones, we'll have to dib and dab into each other's roster pools. That's the one.
Yeah.
And pull them across to each other. So you might end up getting trades. That is something that I wouldn't mind doing once we've got our rosters sorted, Alan. If we can figure out a time and a place to do it together, just put a couple of matches on, and we could do trades.
Yeah, sure. Are you going to leave the actual in-game commentary on, or are you going to turn the commentary off completely?
I'm turning the commentary off completely, and I'm doing it myself.
Cool.
Alan, are you going to do commentary on your show, or
why not? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it like Vince McMahon. It'd be great.
What an over. There you go.
Yeah, I'm up to throw that line in. I've actually got something else planned. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's going to be it'll amuse me more than anything else. But you know, Tequila, you might get a giggle out of it. But hopefully it'll be entertaining. But I'm going to change it up every week. I mean, I've got
channel your Jesse the Body Ventura for me, Alan, and it'll be fine.
Okay. I could bring you in.
Being Jesse, yeah, I'll be Jesse.
Yeah. We can be Monsoon and Jesse the Body, or Monsoon and Bobby the Brain.
Oh, Gorilla.
So that is coming soon up on the play pouch. Can't get my words out. Play pouch channel. So look out for Monday Night Mayhem and Friday Night Fallout. That is coming very, very soon. As soon as we get our roster sorted. I'm a little behind. I've still got. I've done about 10 so far. I need another 20. I've got 2 girls. Ryan's just asked me, Alan, did you find my wrestler? I believe I did. It's a lady, isn't it, Ryan? I found.
I'm a lady.
I need the ladies. I've got a lady from Rebel.
Okay.
I've got a lady from Ryan. I've probably need about 8 to 10 more ladies. I think I've got an idea in mind.
I'll sort you out with some women. Don't worry.
Cool. I've recently just added a IRS ripoff into my roster.
What, Ivory?
No, IRS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, an IRS ripoff.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Friday Night Fallout is the #1 show on the Play Pouch Wrestling Federation, because unlike Alan, I don't have many spots left at all.
That's right.
Have you got jobbers, lads?
Jobbers?
Well,
we don't do jobbers.
There's no jobs anymore.
I'll probably bring in some of the My Rise guys in. I can always drop their stats down to minimum. They could be my jobbers. Plus, they'll pad out my roster.
Sorry, I only take the creme de la creme, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, I've got some top-notch guys on my roster, and the gals are going to be forthcoming.
Indeed.
I will mention about 2K quickly. There is one mode that I do enjoy that me and Alan's finally think we've got it working after loads of hassle.
Yes.
That's GM mode. So we haven't had we only did the draft. When next time we play, we'll have a bit more feedback. But so far, it looks more of the same. But at least they have given you more money to play with, which means you can actually have realistic size rosters rather than being forced to use like 10 guys for like a so-called 3-hour show. I think we ended up with about 20 or more, Alan.
Something like that,
So nearly double the amount because they give you a lot more money. So at least they have listened to a little bit of feedback. But we can't actually say if the mode itself is any better because we haven't had a chance to do any shows yet. But at least they've listened to a little bit of the feedback from last year regarding, the rosters are always so small, and if you had like 2 or 3 injuries, you were totally screwed. So at least they've kind of listened a little bit, I suppose, but it does look mostly the same mode, Alan. I think most of it looks the same.
Yeah, most of the same. Well, we should also point out that we did have issues with this. We did touch on that. There was some massive connection issues where we couldn't. I could join Tequila, no problem. He couldn't join me. We were starting to think it's because I had the Uber edition of the game. We were thinking, how scummy is that? That you're not going to let someone join a game because they've got all the roster. In 2K's defense, it actually wasn't them.
It was an Xbox issue, not a 2K issue.
An Xbox. So Tequila had to unfriend me.
Yep.
Refriend me, and then lo and behold, I appeared on the Happening Now option.
I think I said it were a server issue, didn't I?
It actually wasn't. It actually wasn't to do. In the end, it actually wasn't to do with them. It actually was to do with Xbox. But...
Yeah, I even put in a support ticket to 2K. They came back to me pretty quickly. So to credit to them, they actually did. Explain the problem. And then when it worked, I reported back to them. This is how I've sorted it. And hopefully, and I did say in this, hopefully the result of this will help you inform others that it may not be you guys. It might be their respective consoles that's causing the problem. At least in this case, yeah.
I think me and Alan are going to do some GM mode, as we normally do. I think, Com, you said you might be interested in doing it alongside us as well. So, Rebel, you are more... I'll throw the invite for Rebel if you want. There is 4 of us, and you can have 4 players. But I don't know if you got the Xbox version, Rebel.
I have Xbox, yeah.
So technically, that could happen. That could be a fun thing we could see if we could set up at some point. It might be hard to organize it, but if we can, there are 4 slots in GM, and there is 4 of us. I'm just saying.
Look, after this weekend, I am 100% going to be done with Resident Evil 9, so I am going to be free for WWE.
Cool. Ooh, and I've got to get on with South Park, so at some point.
Yes, you guys do. Yes. This is not an XCOM channel, just for the record. It might seem like it right now, but it really isn't.
Remember, guys, my next playthrough will be XCOM.
Actually,
I'm going to be digging out my little Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to dig out XCOM the original. I'll start playing that.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned this. I've been meaning to play that game, and I still haven't got around to it.
Yeah, very good games.
I've got both of them. I haven't played either one of them. The most I've done is like create a couple of characters.
Yeah, he created a couple for me. Yeah. Right then.
Right. Right. Just So, anyone else got anything to say on 2K26?
Fuck 2K.
Fuck 2K.
Yep. Rebel.
You shouldn't die, 2K.
Excellent. Right. Just read a couple more comments we got. Ryan says obviously the character he put up is in the memory of his mother. Okay. Is it? Cool. Of course. Yes. My condolences, Ryan. I'm so sorry to hear about that, man. That's. But don't worry, I will treat her with the utmost respect. In this mode, we'll make sure she goes to the top. But yeah. That is really us done for this particular episode of 2K. There will be more on the channel. Tequila is coming up very, very soon with his next episode of XCOM 2.
Where I died.
Oh yeah.
You and Rebel both died last night. Alan, you're still alive.
He led us into an impossible mission, Rebel, and sacrificed us to the greater gods.
Hey, look, Rebel's got a second. Rebel's got a second character, maybe. You're S out of luck unless you want to cover another character. But Rebel's got a second character I still had on file, so I've just put him back in.
Yeah, I know. You just didn't want me in the game. I'm too powerful. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. And I can't go on missions.
No, you're too busy showing your better ass, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm flashing my ass in the showers. You can't do anything with me.
Yeah.
And also on the channel, we're going to have obviously Colm. You'll be finishing off Resident Evil very, very soon.
Yes.
That's working now, is it? You got it working?
Fingers crossed. It was working the last time I clicked on it after 4 hours of pissing about with it. So fingers crossed that will be coming on. That I'm hoping I'm going to do that tomorrow before tequila.
Tomorrow, okay. So there we go. You got a double bubble tomorrow. You've got Resident Evil. You got some XCOM. And see tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to try and do some 2K World Tour. Sorry, Rebel.
I don't know if any of you have seen it, but are any of you going to play Crimson Desert?
No.
I know. I've heard quite good things about it, Rebel, but it's probably not on my at least list right now to play. But
Is it on Game Pass?
No.
No.
No. No.
Fair enough.
Nope, it is not.
Cool.
Breaking news.
As I say, my wife's in this chat. Looking forward to Resident Evil. There you go. My wife loves a bit of Resident Evil.
There you go.
Yes. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Touch wood, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed that it actually works. And coming to the channel as well is Blueprints. No, it's really not.
That's what happened. If I see it going common buying, and I'm not buying it for you, it's on Game Pass. There's no excuse then. Go play it.
No, I am not.
It's on Game Pass. You're rude not to.
I'd rather go out and pay for every tier in WWE than play that game.
Question for you though. Capcom haven't exactly got the best reputation in the gaming world either, have they?
Well, Capcom actually got back to me.
What did they say?
I mean, after I got it working, they got back to me.
Yeah.
They asked me to re-upload the issue onto YouTube on an unlisted video and send them the link so they could see what was happening. Even though I sent them a video of what was happening.
I had to do that with 2K24 because I couldn't do an Evo card for Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
he just wasn't updated, so I had to literally take a video of it and give it to them. But in all fairness, they did fix it.
Be thankful you got a response, Con. There you go.
Yeah, I got a response. It only took them nearly 2 weeks, but I got a response.
There you go. Yeah, me and Crapcom haven't got a good relationship after what they did to Monster Hunter Wilds. So yeah, they can do one. So that is actually it. I think we're done. So I just want to thank everybody. Thank Takeda the Body Ventura. Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Our lead designer, Colin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our special guest, Rebel. Thank you, sir.
Cheers for having me.
You're very welcome. Please come back. We will hopefully do some more 2K. Maybe we might do another one in about 6 months when they fix the game. Maybe.
Or break it more.
Or break it more. That could be even more fun.
Yeah.
We may put some videos in. I'll try to upload some. So yes, so everyone in the chat, Kuva, Ryan, my wife Cheryl, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your time and putting in all the support that you give us. And until the next time, from all of us, Tango out.
Oh dear. Tango out.
Tango out.
Good night.
And remember, that's Play Pouch, baby.